Hey everybody, Carol Silk here with Junk Journal Maniac on YouTube right now as Journal Maniac. And I'm playing. I'm just playing. It's a rainy day outside. Just got back from the grocery store, getting stuff together for whole family's coming over for Mother's Day, so I wanted to just get that out of the way because I know it's crazy on the weekends. So anyhow, I had told you all that I was working on a journal, or starting a journal, just a junk journal with this, some junk mail, with some more junk mail, and just pieces of ephemera that I already had. And I got out a bunch of stamps. And I'm like, I haven't really done anything with my stamps in a long time. So I was just playing around. This is a play day. Not so much a tutorial as just playing, and I thought I'd just turn on my camera and just talk to you guys. First of all, I hope everybody's doing okay. It is raining here. It's a rainy, icky day. I think tomorrow's supposed to be, maybe rainy day. With Georgia, like I've heard, like in other places, the weather can change in 5 minutes. That's kind of how it is here. So, so we're inside, and I had gotten out a new die set, because I wanted to be able to, there's a tiny one, like a little tiny one. It's like, maybe like that tiny. I wanted to make little postage stamps, and then these frames came with it, and I'm like, well, that's really cool. Why don't I make some of my own well, not so much stamps, but like labels. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. Just unique labels. So I've got those. I've got these that I've had forever. So I thought I'd just stamp these on some stuff, and these I can use this. I don't have to use the thank you. That's not, it's like separate. So I've got that one, this one, this one. So I can play with that if I want. Here's some little flower things I can play with. And then these are stamps that I had already pulled out. I like this one a lot because I actually made a frame with one of these. I did it with this. You can see I stamped it all the way around to make the frame, and then the picture I just framed. Oh, well, of course, when you want to find the one you want to find, it's like somewhere. Anyhow, it was like this, and I just framed the portion that I wanted and stamped it and then cut it out. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I love this. It's dragonfly. So I got the little dragonfly, blah, blah, blah. Y'all get the whole idea. But these are some mini ones that I got. Flowers. I love like this different looking flower thingies, stamps. And I like that one because it has the ferns in it. Dandelion's my favorite. Those are my son's favorite, so they're now my favorite. I'm not sure what these are. They kind of look like poppies, but I'm not sure. Actually, these I think are poppies. These are just, okay, they're flowers. That's all I know, really, for the most part. And with these, I could actually make frames, and then there's this frame. I think, oh, wait a minute. That one is this one. So I've been sitting here playing. I thought I'll just turn the camera on and play. And then I found these, which I thought would be neat. And I really wanted to do this. It was on a piece of cream color cardstock, like not heavy cardstock, but cardstock that I had. And so that's what I did. And I also have, and I'm missing a color. I don't know what happened to it. Probably my granddaughter took it. I think I'm missing like red. This is more like a cranberry red. I think the bright Christmas red is what I'm missing, which is a bummer. But, you know, I got them at the dollar store. What can you say, right? So I guess these are watercolor pencils. And I don't always use them for watercolor, but I thought on this, this came from this die. I think it was that one. Nope, that one's too big. I haven't done that one yet. Because these look cool on a page. And this is a good size. Yeah, there we go. This is a good size as a tuck, you know, where you can just tuck a little something behind it, because it gives enough room for it to, whatever you put behind it, to stay. So I thought I would just do some watercolor on these and see what happens. So, and how I usually do it, let me see if I can find it. This would be a good one. Oh God, I'm too short. Where'd it go? There it goes. Telling you, it stinks to be short. Okay, because what I'll do is I shall color in, you know, and you can get it the color you want by pressing down. You know, you can make it dark, and then you can just barely touch it. I like colored pencils. I like to draw with them. I like to do art with them. But I saw some really cool stuff today on YouTube. People getting out stamps and doing stuff with them. You know, stuff I hadn't seen before, which I thought was pretty cool. Making their own, with their own art, which I'd like to try that, but I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Tired is a Southern word. It's tired in regular English, but we just say tired. So I grew up as tired. And I think this is a different, like, pedal at the top. So anyhow, you take your watercolor pencils. I literally did get them at the dollar store, y'all. And you get some water, but don't get it soaking wet. And, okay. And then you can blend this down very gently. I mean, I'm barely touching the surface here. And you can get rid of any pencil lines. You can bring the darker color down and then just tap it around. But it really gives it a nice look. You know, and some people will just do a whole background of watercolor pencil, and it really does look cool. I mean, it really does. But I'm just like, because I barely put any water on there. Just bringing this down. And this is a way of making your own ephemera how you want to make it, you know? Yeah, I've got the stamps. And I got these stamps off of Temu. If y'all haven't shopped on there, you need to be doing it, because you can get some stamps really cheap. And they're good stamps. I mean, I have just like a stamp set that is like this. These are comparable to some of the Tim Holtz stamps. And to get this, well, actually, this one's from England, so I can't use that one as a comparison. Just thought of that. But like these. Don't know if the glare. look how beautiful these are. With all the writing and the letters, and you can see I used that one already. But they're so nice, and you can go to some of the big names, and these are like, for this pack would be $25. And I think I paid a little over $1 for it. So, you know, I go where my money takes me. And my money doesn't always take me very far. Most of the time, my money doesn't take me very far. So I got to go to the, you know, down the street cheap store. So that's what I do. So that's that way. And then I thought I would just like very lightly to put this on. Just maybe to kind of give it like a, this is blue, if you can't see. I don't know what color. Do I have this on the right? Oh, maybe that's better. That's the, whatever you call it, light. The LED light. Instead of the, I had it on more like the calm light. I call it the amber color. I call it the calm light because it's supposed to calm you down. So, yeah, we'll see how that works. So, and now I'm just going to take some water here. And I'm just going to blend this blue together. I want it to be subtle. I don't want it to be like screaming at you blue. But you get my gist. It can be however you want it to be, basically. You can make it darker or lighter. You know, and let's say, oh, you know, I want that a little bit darker. You just go back in. Let's make that a little bit darker. And you go back in. And so you don't have that line, you can blend it in. Blend, blend, blend. You can blend it down. You can swirl it around. And it's got a darker hue to it. You gotta be careful though not to get too wet, because some of these papers can't take a lot of water without starting to, where the paper gets snarly. I don't know, I use weird words. So, but you know, it like tears and becomes little pieces instead of good paper. So you can do things like that. Or you can just use them, you know. I did that one in pink. Let's do the A. And orange here. And this is me just putting it on there. And of course, your pressure is going to determine, like I could do this side darker by putting more pressure on it. But what's cool is you still got the impression from the black ink, which gives it a really cool looking stamped over. And then you can leave the rest black and white if you want. You know? You can, it's your art. Do what you want. I like moving it down, so I'm gonna really saturate some color in here and in here. You know, and if it looks like it's getting a little too wet, just give it a few minutes to dry. This kind of paper tends to dry quickly. Okay, we'll get this back out. A little water bowl. Like I said, you just want this barely wet. Okay, and then you're literally just painting. Look at that, see? It's like paint. Painting the flower. And you don't have to be perfect. It's okay if you paint outside the lines. Good Lord. That's what artists do. So, and it's okay if it goes out a little bit. It actually gives it a kind of cool vibe. And see how quick that was? And I got some color on there. And you hand, what's with this one? I think I totally forgot to do this leaf. Okay. Look how fast that is. Look how fast it colors. I don't know if that's an open space. I think it's an open space. I kind of like it. Leaving it a little bit with the open and the white. I want it subtle, you know. I just wanted some subtlety to it. Subtlety. You may have to correct my grammar. I'm not sure. On this, I'm just gonna come through and just do some green there at the bottom. See how that is? And then I'm going to take I'm going to go a little bit darker. This is called Potting Soil. This is Wendy Vici. She works for Ranger. It's one of her ink lines. And I'm going to use this one. It's called Potting Soil. It's almost the same color as Vintage Photo. It's really hard to tell them apart. But I just like it. I just like it. And see, if you can see, let me see if I can get the light on this. It has little imprints from the die, which is kind of cool. And you could actually, if you wanted to, I don't know if a pencil would show that up, but this, I believe I'm just going to use this for to put a tag behind. And maybe just right in the center. Darken that up a little bit. Just kind of like, just barely, just to give it a little bit more pop. And see how fun that was? It didn't take very long. So I got a little blue in the background, pink, a little orange. Use whatever colors you want, whatever colors you got. I probably need to upgrade mine because I really like using them. And these stamps, I just love these stamps. So now, and I could put a word on here. Let me show you. I did that with a couple others. Here's some that I did already. This is one I just took different ink colors and put on it. I used old paper, I think ground espresso, and potting soil, and just kind of blended things in together. And I put on the paper and the typewriter, "It will be okay." Here's a couple little stamps I made. I just made them brown. I'm gonna do some more here. There's one that I did, and I just added some washi tape. You know, play around with what you got. And if you don't have washi tape, you can make washi tape. It's very easy to do. It really is. I use double-sided tape, which you can buy a roll of double-sided tape really cheap. I know Hobby Lobby carries it. A lot of people carry it. And you could actually even paint one side and then the other side peels off, so you can cut it how you want. You could angle it, make it look like washi, or cut it square and have a strip. You could paint that with different colors because it's paper. And then you've got your own, because it comes, you know, like this. And you've got your own washi. You know, you got to look, when you go into those stores, look at everything with a different eye. Like, okay, I want to make a journal and I need some paper. So go over to the scrapbook section and see what kind of paper they got. You can always cut paper to the size of your journal paper. The only thing about using, it depends on the pads you get. Some of them are thick. The paper's thick. You got to remember, whatever thickness you have is going to add to the thickness of your journal. So kind of keep that in mind when you're planning stuff out. And a lot of times you can buy just single sheets, you know, and then you could use white paper and stamp it or even draw your own design on it and, you know, whatever. You can doodle on it. That's really huge. Just doodle a frame. You know, gosh, I've done that. I can't tell you how many times. I did this one. And like I said, if you get a DigiKit off, you know, and if you have a computer, because you want to have a place to download it to, when you download it, which is super easy, and you put it, you know, in whatever file you want, whatever, it's yours. You can print as many of those suckers as you got paper, over and over and over and over again. So if you mess one up, you can always print another page. That's how I look at it. This one I did with some of my liquid pearls paints. Did the dragonfly, and here's some more where I used the pencils. And I'm trying to think. I did these on cardboard. I got me some cardboard and gesso, which is pretty cheap. Gesso. And I just wanted to do some cardboard, something different. You just peel it and you peel back that top piece and let the grungy underneath show. And it's up to you on how much grunge you want to show. Like on this one, it's not all the grunge, just a corner. And I've slapped some gesso on there, a couple stickers and some words, and bam, you got ephemera. So, and these I got from, there's a lady on Etsy called, it's Artology. She does a lot of like things like this, like the mushroom cards. Okay. And I can print as many of these as I want because I have the Digi. And so I'll go in and just cut out mushrooms instead of buying like already pre-cut package of mushrooms that would cost more. This cost me $1 something. Sometimes to get the pre-cut ones and I just inked around them, cost you a lot more money. So sorry, people on Etsy. I had to, you know, because there's a lot of people like me that are on an income where they can't afford to go into Etsy and splurge. And oh, here's some of those other tags that I was showing you. But anywho, I picked that up from Gail. I'm not from, where's she from? Oh my God, Montana. And apparently they say it a lot. She says it a lot. Anywho, I think it's cute. Here's another one, and you can use ink pens. I mean, ink pens or markers. It doesn't have to be colored pencils. I just like colored pencils because I can, especially the watercolor ones, because then I can do stuff like this, and it blends it. So this is already dry. Or you can leave them black and white, which is really cool look, by the way. Or just color one piece, you know? So anyhow. So that's what I did with those. And there's one that I had finished earlier. Bunch. So I wanted to try, I have these little mason jars. So what I wanted to do, is stamp these. Well, actually, I want to make it look like it's inside the jar, so you can't stamp the jars first and then put them on because you got the bottoms. Okay, and I love Bo Bunny stamps. They're good stamps. I used to get them at Tuesday morning. My Tuesday morning closed. I'm very upset with them for doing that, but last time I went in there, it was bare bones. We don't have jack. So here's another one I did. I'm just gonna leave it just like that because I like it like that. I like it like that. And a lot of times when I'm doing this, I have me a glass of wine sit next to me. Get very creative, but you know, not all the time. Okay, so I thought I had downloaded these old documents. Remove this before I spill it. Oh gosh, can't remember who I got these from. I have so many because I can get 6 or 7 digis for $6 or $7. And then digis are not usually just one page. It's like multiple pages. So you really get your money's worth. And I just like the fact, and I printed this on, sorry, I always gotta smell it. I know that's weird. Coffee dye paper. Love the smell of it. Okay, so what I want to do is take some of those itty bitties. I call these my itty bitties. There's the small ones I've got. And find ones that have narrower tops. These are kind of too wide for what I want to do. Okay, so let me get to my block. I think it's time for me to get some new blocks, you think? I mean, oh, that must have happened today. Look. I go to Costco to get these because I can get a whole case of them for like 15 bucks and they last me a long time. So, I mean, I will use one of these. And I think I've used it up. I'll stick it in some water and use it again. And when they dry, if you put ink on them and let them dry, you can cut them out, make pockets out of them and stuff. See, just saying, just things have multiple uses. Okay, dandelions. I think this is, yeah, it's one piece. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, and I don't need the long stems on these, but I want to use black ink. This is the best one, is to use because it really holds its color and it does really well with mixing it with something else, putting other things on it like the watercolor or whatever. And I actually have from Ranger, I get the archival ink refill. So let's do this. And a good secret to a good stamp, when you hold it, count to 5. Because paper, especially paper that's been dyed, takes a little bit of time to absorb the ink. So you've got to give it a minute. If you stamp it down and pull it right up, you're not going to get as good a stamp as if you put it down. I'm going to do it on the words. Press and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you'll get a much better impression. Okay? Otherwise, and I'll show you on the other side. Watch it come out perfect. I'm trying to show you all this stuff. And I'm not perfect by any means. Okay. But if you go, okay, I'm going to stamp this. There, see? Look at the difference between this and this. See, even the points. So just hold it, count to 5, and let her rip. So now, I want to make it look like it's in the jar. Now this part, okay. So I'm going to put this on here. Can y'all see that? Don't be afraid of your ink. Get lots of ink on there. Okay, so I want to get it. Now you could do it even further down and it looks like it's coming out the top, but I'm not doing that with these. So I want to get, let's just do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, oh, Carol, you got your scissors on backwards. Let's go over. Cut this little puppy out. Let's cut this little puppy out. Cut it out, cut it out. Okay, we've got this, 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 this. And the idea to cutting, now it took me a lot of learning to do this and listen to other people. You move your paper, you don't move the scissors. And you'll get a much cleaner cut on whatever it is you're doing. You only move the scissors when you're going down a straight line like that. See, I'm going to turn this because you have much better control. Now see? See? And it looks like they're inside the jar, not on the outside. And like that's on the outside of the jar or something. I don't know. And you could do, oh, well, they're white in real life, but you could even do them white if you wanted to. So I just think that's so cool looking. And there you've got something to use as a, and I know I'm giving a lot of information, and y'all, those who know me know that I squirrel. I tend to switch gears real quick, and I apologize for that, but I'm never going to apologize for who I am. Just don't do it. I am who I am. And, you know, I like me, and that's all. That's what's important. My family loves me, and I'm good. And I hope you all like me and like and subscribe to my channel because I could really use the help. But if you don't, you just stop by and you just like, okay, she's not my cup of tea. That's okay with me too. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But I love people in general, and I'm not judgmental. So there we go. There's that. Where did it go? Where did this? And you could put the, stamp the label. Where'd it go? And do the label part. But I didn't want to do that on this because I wanted to see it through. So that's why they put that separate like that. So I've got that puppy. But where's the block? Oh, there it is. I was like, I'm missing my stamp. Let's do another one here. Let's do one. Let's do this one where it looks like the flowers are coming up and out. Let's do that. Well, we have that one, and then we have this one. I'm trying to see what will look. Yeah, I kind of like this one better. And I always put my stamps back. I don't leave them laying around because these can attract dust. Try to put them away, you know, when you're done. There's the block. Block looks like, well, you know what, but that's okay. Okay, so my pink here is not sticking in the middle. Okay, so I need to go down. I need to go down a bit. Let's do the whole thing. Okay. So we could do kind of half and half down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And always pull straight up. If you have one of those little stamper things, that you can do that too. Those work really good. I have several in different sizes. I don't know where they're at right now, so I'm just using the block. And sometimes the black ink doesn't come off, but that's okay. Because archival ink is pretty permanent, and it's not gonna hurt anything. Okay, Stampy, I love you, and I'm gonna put you in your little home now. Thank you for coming out to play. Okay, so I did that. You can go over here. So I have the jar. Let's see. How do I want this? I don't want it down. You guys can see this too far, because then you don't have anything down here. So some of it's going to look like it's in the jar, and some of it's going to look like it's coming out of the jar. I hope that all made sense. 1, 2, 4, 5. Lift up. And if you want, you could always do like that. That's shadow inking, and that's a whole nother thing that we can talk about at another time. Works really good with trees. Okay. And okay, well, I'll put you up in a minute. So I gotta put those all back together, but I don't want to waste your time while you watch me do that. Okay, so now okay. Now I'm not gonna obviously cut out every one of these individually, but I am gonna cut this out. And then I'm just gonna cut around. Cut around these. And see, I'm moving the paper, not the scissors. Okay. You can cut off extra paper like that. So come around, go up. Once you get the hang of this, it goes pretty quick when you're cutting. This is something that's really good to do in front of TV. If you're watching TV, or, you know, out on the porch during the summer, getting some sun. I am so ready to lay out by the pool. I can't even tell you. Okay. Bam. Now it looks like it's in the jar and it's coming up and some of it's hanging out of the jar. Is that not cool? I just love that. And let's say you wanted it to look like there was water in the jar. Okay, let's do that. Let's make it look like there's a little bit of water in the jar. We're just going to color this part in blue up to here. Okay. Get just a bit of water. Now this is, because this is dyed paper, that brown tends, the coffee tends to come through. Ooh. Voila! We got some water in the jar. Did you see that? There's water in the jar. And you can always put a little bit, because water's always, it's darker on the top. There you go. Now it looks like I really have flowers in a jar with water. Is that not cool? Okay. So I just wanted to show you, like, when you have different things like stamps or whatever, you can stamp a picture, stamp a stamp over it, and cut the stamp out. And then whatever's in the center, I mean, it, like this, you know? And if you're just gonna do stamps, if you want to do them, what I use, if I know I'm just going to use them as stickers and not so much a place to maybe tuck a little tag in or something like that, because I might use this on a little tag. I get sticker paper, dirt cheap. You get, I don't know how many sheets, 20, 30, and it's white paper, and you can stamp on it, whatever, and then when you cut it out, it's a sticker. You can only peel the back and stick it on. That's another thing. So that's, I'm kind of going to stop there for today. I just wanted to make this a short little video just to kind of get you guys, as newer journal makers, to start thinking about using things in different ways. When you go to the dollar store, go over and look at the sticker aisle. You know, think of, okay, this is a sticker, but what else can I use it as? Could I cut around it and maybe just use a piece of it? Can I do, you know, journals can be anything you want them to be. And, you know, a pad of paper that has pictures in it, that could be a journal card. Just add some thicker paper to the back of it, stamp something on it, and you got a journal card. Index cards. We use index cards in the journal world all the time for making pockets, making journal, because you can put a piece of paper on the front, you can put a piece of paper on the back, or don't put any, if you like the white, don't put anything on the front except a picture that you like, or even write something. Excuse me. We got ragweed everywhere out here because we back up to the woods, and I have what they call seasonal allergy, and ragweed just drives me crazy. But anyhow, just think about that. I'm going to let you go. If you haven't already gone, please like and subscribe. Peace out, and have a blessed rest of your day. Bye.